Hello, Year 8, and welcome to this presentation about GCSE Media Studies, which is an option subject that you can take next year. Now, you haven't studied GCSE Media Studies before, so it's completely new to you. So in this presentation, myself and Mrs. Bennett are going to talk to you about what GCSE Media Studies is all about.
Hello Year 8, I'm Mrs. Bennett and I will be one of your media teachers. So first of all, we'd like to give you some burning media questions to think about. How long do you spend accessing the internet on your phone? I bet the answer is going to be quite large, but that's something to think about as to if media is for you. If you're always engaging with it, you're spending a lot of time on the internet, then maybe this is a subject for you. What was the last TV show you binge watched? I'm catching up with The Mandalorian and Baby Yoda at the moment, which is fantastic. But these viewing habits are something else that we think about in media. So maybe have a think about that. Which character from a film do you relate to the most? Which character do you really feel something in tune with? A character that you really like or respect or admire? This might be something that we consider in media. What is it about your favourite video game that you absolutely love? I'm sure there's lots of gamers out there. I'm a gamer myself, and my favourite thing about Spyro is just that he's a cute little dragon. But think about what you like about your favourite video game, because that could make you a perfect candidate for media studies. And finally, how does the news impact your everyday life? Maybe if we'd said to you a year ago, oh, are you interested in the news? You might have said, not so much. But with everything that's happened in 2020, I'm sure you can think of some of the ways that the news affects your everyday life. So think about these questions, and if you've got answers for them, then maybe media studies is a subject for you. And we'd love to know the answers, so please find me or Mr. Eccles to tell us what you think. We'd love to hear from you. Mr. Eccles is now going to give you a little bit more information about what the course entails. But please have a think about those questions and find us in the corridor if you've got some answers for us.
So Mrs. Bennett has just given you some of the areas of media studies that you'll be looking at, TV and film and so on, and news. And here's an actual definition of what media studies actually is. The term the media is an umbrella term for industries of TV, film, newspapers, magazines, internet, radio, and video games. The word media is a plural form of medium. For example, TV is a medium of communication, where a small group of people can produce a TV program that is watched by millions, such as Britain's Got Talent, Coronation Street, or X Factor. The media forms listed above are mass media because they are intended to communicate with great numbers of people. It is these mass media which are the focus of GCSE Media Studies and beyond. So, why should you study media studies?
So why should you study media studies? Well, there are loads of reasons. As you probably gathered from my burning questions at the start, this is a subject that is familiar to you in your everyday lives. You are constantly interacting with the media. You're constantly on your phones, on the internet, and watching TV, watching films, playing video games, listening to music. It's something that is around you all the time, and therefore it makes sense to study it because it's completely relevant. Media studies is also a creative subject. As well as learning about how the media works, you will be also able to create your own media products. And so you will finish the end of your studies with your own media products, magazines, videos, etc. that you have produced yourself, which is something to be really proud of. Overall as well, this subject is a fun subject. Of course it is, because we're learning about all those different types of media that you enjoy engaging with every day. And whether that's discussing things about representation of women, maybe in the media, and what you think about the way that women are shown in TV shows or films, for example, or whether it's making your own film poster, you'll be having fun along the way. This subject is also, however, analytical and academic, and we mustn't forget this. This means that you'll be developing those skills to analyse closely media products. And just like you analyse books and novels and texts and plays in English, we'll be looking closely at media products. What our students have found is that they really improve in terms of their English skills when they take media studies, because it really helps them to delve into different texts and work out what they're trying to tell us. It's also a useful subject. You might have heard a phrase called digital literacy, and this basically means that we are expected now in most of our professions, in most of our careers, in most of our daily lives to be able to use the internet effectively and be able to use technology effectively. Media studies helps you learn how to do that and also helps you learn how those technology companies work. So it's a really useful subject for any careers that we might go into. And Mr. Eccles will talk a little bit about that later. Passing on to him again now.
So what will you study as part of GCSE Media? Well, on the screen at the moment, you can see all the text that you study for your GCSE Media content. We look at TV drama with The Avengers and Cuffs, which is more recent text. We look at music with Mojo magazine, music videos featuring Little Mix and the Vamps, and Live Lounge, BBC Radio Live Lounge. Here's a picture of Harry Styles with that one. Then we've got the Lego Movie, where we look at how that's been promoted, and the Lego Movie video game alongside that, and also news and how news has changed over the years. So we cover a full range of different topics, something which will bound to be interest to all of you.
Okay, Year 8. So this is how the course is structured. Now, it might look a little bit complicated. I love a coloured diagram, so I really like it. But it might look a little bit complicated. But the important thing to take away is the modules and how many papers you will be doing at the end of your GCSE. So you'll be doing 2 papers, which together make up 70% of the course. Paper 1 is on TV drama and the Lego Movie. Paper 2 is on music and news. So that really gets across sort of how varied the subjects are that you will study. You then have your component 3, which is your NEA. Your NEA stands for non-examined assessment, and that is where you'll be able to create your own media product. So there's a great range of skills that you'll be exploring across the range of the course.
So as Mrs. Bennett has just explained, a lot of your course comes down to your coursework, your NEA. And as part of GCSE Media Studies, there are a couple of things that you could be doing for your practical work. And here's some examples of past work from students from last year, where they had to make an educational magazine, just a front cover and a double-page spread from the inside. Here you can see some of the most fantastic work that students produced last year. They chose the subjects, they took the photos themselves, and they put that all together there. And it looks really professional. And you can produce something like this using Photoshop as part of your GCSE Media course.
But you don't need to just listen to us, Year 8, as to why you should study this amazing subject. You should actually listen to what the students say. So here I've got some genuine quotes from Year 11 students who say what they enjoy about media studies. Gracie told me that she found the subject so relatable. Because she's an audience member herself, she finds it really excellent that she can now appreciate the effect that the media has on her. Jasmine said she noticed so many more things in TV shows and films that allowed her to enjoy them more. And she can analyse things really closely, which links to helping her skills in English. Lovely Lavanna told us the teachers are brilliant. Well, they really know their subject and make it loads easier to understand. And finally, Mitch talked about that practical experience that Mr. Eccles has just mentioned again. The practical experience of creating your own media products is a really satisfying and exciting process to go through. So I'm going to say bye-bye now. It's been great to speak to you, and I hope you've had loads of information from this presentation. Any questions at all, obviously just come and find me or Mr. Eccles, and I'm expecting those answers for those burning questions as well. But I'm just going to pass over to Mr. Eccles to finish off and talk about going forward with media studies. Bye-bye, Year 8. Take care.
And where can you go with media studies in the future? Well, to so many places. One thing is A-level media, obviously. And in the bottom right corner of the screen here, you can see some of the work that some of our A-level students have produced this year. Again, a magazine front cover and also a music video. So it's some fantastic tasks you can carry on with creative work in the future. And if you want to carry on the A-level, continue with the fantastic results we get for GCSE and for A-level, it's a great subject, a very popular subject to take at A-level here. And then obviously there are careers in the media. You can work directly in the media, with digital media, with being a journalist, being a writer, or being involved in marketing as well. There's so many different areas, so many skills that media really helps out with communication. And as Mrs. Bennett was mentioned before, digital literacy is some fantastic skills you'll pick up. So why not choose media? You should. It's a fantastic subject, and I'm sure you'll love it. Thanks very much for listening. I've been Mr. Eccles, and if you want to speak to us at any point, please catch us or drop us an email.